Hey everybody, you're watching Vitorials. My name is Alex, and in this tutorial we are gonna design the icon logo, Kawaii icon character in Gravit Designer. This tutorial largely inspired by this artist, Alfred the Villa from dribble.com, so you can visit the link on the description and give some love, give some likes to this amazing artist. And this tutorial is based on my sketch, and you could get this sketch from vitorials.net. Just follow the first link on the description and download it without registration. So guys, let's start our tutorial by bringing up a new document, Alt-N or Option-N on your Mac. To bring up a new document panel, size it with the website large. So you need to click on this chevron and pick up the website large option for your canvas size. And first of all, I want to grab the colors. I have the colors here, and this element that the role of this element I will explain a little bit later. So stick to me to the around middle of this tutorial. So go to File, Import, Place Image, and I'm gonna place the Kawaii logo. Oh, I have plenty of stuff here, so I want to, in your version it will be already cropped, so don't worry, you don't need to do this. Okay, after placing my sketch, I want to decrease the opacity a little bit, make it semi-transparent, so 50% of opacity, and then I want to lock this layer on my layer panels by clicking on this toggle locker icon, this padlock icon, right opposite the title of this image. Okay, let me increase a little bit, scale up my design, and first of all, let's grab the rectangle tool or click on the rectangle tool, and I want to create a rectangle that fill up the face of this icon. Then I want to delete the fill and introduce the border. And for border, particularly for me, it works like 3 pixels, but I want to increase it to 4 so everybody can see what is going on my layers panel. Guys, this is important things to know. This is a rule of thumb. Shadows and borders into the flat line illustration are all the same color. The difference only that borders are 100% opacity and shadows for this particular illustration is 30% opacity, but actually they can range from 10 to 30% opacity. So shadows and borders are all the same. Grab and pick up this for shadow, this color 2A1701. And next step is Ctrl+Shift+P, Command+Shift+P to convert it to the path, and grab the subselector or click D on your keyboard and select these 2 bottom points and drag the corner slider just like this to smooth my angles, of course. Next one is to grab the circle, because we are gonna draw this cap on top and draw it like this. Next one, go again and delete the fill, increase the border weight, introduce the border, increase the border weight, and go to the angles on the appearance panel, and particularly under this right angle, and neglect it, set it to 0. We need to use pi, not the open path. Okay, so we have our cup, and I want to select this color for cup as well for the stroke. So far so good, let's do a duplicate with Ctrl+D, Command+D, or you can also go to the edit and duplicate, Ctrl+D, Command+D. Okay, with this duplicate selected, I want to fill it with the pattern, but of course first we need to create this pattern, and this is what is there. This is the element of my pattern. Let me show you how to do this. element, how to do these things. Okay, so you have a circle and you need again convert it to the stroke, circle that has stroke. And then again you can open right now the path and delete the second value of your angle, so make it 0. Guys, I believe you need to delete the first value of your angles, yes. So you wouldn't rotate it, and you need to go to the again to the and pick up the color. Where is the color? This one is the color. It looks amazing, but I want to duplicate it one inside another just a little bit. Let me put the ruler so you can understand what I am up to. Probably this one will be okay. Right now, grab the rectangle tool, click R again, and create a rectangle. Actually, it's a mask, it's not rectangle, it's a mask per se. And also a little bit of the sides here. I want to cut a little bit on the sides here. Keep both of them selected. Keep selected this as well. Make sure that your rectangle is on top. And go to the mask with shape or Ctrl+Shift+M, Command+Shift+M. And we have the first design. And this design looks like this. You see. Then duplicate this design again. Put it here, one of it. Guys, don't forget to delete, of course, the fill, because this mask again brings up a white fill. We don't need it. Now let's put 1/2 of it here and 1/2 of it here. And what I'm gonna do, I first want to a little bit adjust the placement of my semicircles, and grab another rectangle. Probably we should leave this rectangle. We should just duplicate the mask rectangle. If you're following along, my advice is to duplicate. Select everything and again mask it with shape, just like this. So we have the working shape for our pattern, for our texture. Pull it down a little bit, just like this. It looks amazing, right? And what I'm gonna do next is to first go to the path and vectorize border. You can, I believe, we can vectorize it just like this. No. Okay, we need to open the mask, and under the fields we can vectorize the border. Okay, next group it. Okay, group it and Ctrl+C, Command+C to copy this design. Return to your semicircle. We are working with duplicate, remember this. Let's go to the fields and introduce the field by clicking on this plus icon. Then go to the color picker, and from this drop down on the top, select the fifth option, texture fill, and then paste. Now we are working with the appropriate design. Okay, so far so good. Let's add another face features here. Yeah, my image is quite asymmetrical. For Kawaii, it's even better, because Kawaii is solely asymmetrical art, and one of the rules, golden rules of Kawaii images is keep things asymmetrical. So your right shouldn't be a replica of the left and vice versa. So let's draw the minor element, and here basically we can work with the fields, not with the borders but with the fields. So Right now I'm into the mouth layer. I want to draw the mouth by using the again ellipse tool. So grab the ellipse tool and draw the ellipse just as I showed you. So the height of this ellipse is almost twice bigger than the width. Introduce the border so you can see what is going on here, and set this border to the appropriate border color to increase just a little bit my the heights of my ellipse. Then Ctrl Shift P, Command Shift P to convert it to the path. You can also head over to this convert to path on the top, right on top of you. Then grab the subselect tool by clicking D, and I want to introduce the 2 additional points under the same layer. So it's probably a good idea to grab the ruler. If you can find your ruler, you need to use Ctrl Alt R, Command Option R on your mark to bring up the ruler, and then hold left mouse button key and drag to grab your guides. And to delete your guides, you need to set it here under the ruler margins. Okay, so next one is here. And now we are ready to create the shape. So I want to grab this point on the top, and holding Shift key, I want to drag it down. Let's set up another ruler just here, because I want to decrease the size of my handles. Set it to this ruler. Okay, that's wonderful. Don't leave this design, and I think we can work on this particular scale. Next thing is to grab the ellipse and create the mouth, right? Create the tongue, sorry. I want to align both of them into the center. Then duplicate this mouth design, Ctrl D, Command T. Select both of them by using Shift, holding Shift key. You see both of them are selected. They are right on top of my left panel. And then go to the boolean shape operators. We need intersect. So grab and put the intersect here. Okay, our mouth is ready. And our next stage is to grab the ellipse and create the ellipses here for our cheeks. Again, we can introduce the border, or we can work with the fill colors. I rather prefer to work with the fill colors because the design is too simple. You can just pick up the color. Let me show you the colors options. For this particular cheeks, I choose FF7171. So let me pick up this color. I want to also replicate it on the right and put it a little bit down, right behind my spectacles, right? That's wonderful. And also, since my mouse has the same color, introduce the fill with this color. And let's finalize the design itself. First, I want to Ctrl D, Command D to bring up the duplicate. This duplicate I want to set to the appropriate border color, then grab the and increase the border weight, and put it on the top by clicking Ctrl, by holding Ctrl and clicking the top arrow button on your keyboard. And with the bottom one, just delete the border, introduce the fill, select this color, and go and look for the something a little bit brighter, And since we are ready also to introduce the shadow, we can do the same things. Guys, I'm holding Alt and Shift, I drag it down and create a duplicate. Then Ctrl D, Command D to duplicate also original file. Select both of them. You see they have this intersection. This is our point of interest. So go to the boolean shape operators and intersect it again. The main advantage of Gravit Designer is that you can continuously intersect and the compound shapes. Now select the initial compound shape, go to the fields and just decrease a little bit post brightness and increase the saturation, just like this. So you will have the shadow from the mouth that casting on the tongue. Okay, so far so good. Let's go to the, since we ready with the face features, I want to finalize my my head color. With Ctrl D, I want to select this design and duplicate this design and select the bottom, duplicate, you see, delete the border again and introduce the fill. And for my fill color, for my body fill, I selected this one on top, FFCA8D. So let me select this color, FFCA8D. So far so good. Let's go also to the cup. You see that cup has this texture, has also this border, and has, okay. And for the border, I want to again duplicate this border layer, border cup. So we have three duplicates. One is building the border, one is building the texture. We can delete the border here, and one is building the simple plain color. So I want to delete the border and introduce the fill. And for this fill, I want to grab the 7B4013. 7B4013. And I think this texture is a little bit too much. You see that I am now selecting the texture layer. I want to decrease the opacity to around maybe 70%, to around 70%, just like this. Okay, that's wonderful. There are two main elements to draw here. This speckle-like shape here. So what I'm gonna do is to grab the triangle tool, draw a triangle, place it on the one side, then rotate it. So this side will be on top, then scale it down, put it here. I want to select the color, just like this, put it on the bottom of my head, put it below the my head and the layer stack, increase it a little bit wide enough, and use Ctrl D, Command D to create a duplicate. For this duplicate, delete the fill, introduce the border. For the border, we need to grab the maybe 3 pixels border. As for the rest of our illustration, then I want to curve a little bit both of these sides, and go to the subselect tool, convert this guy to the path, Ctrl Shift P, Command Shift P, and with these points, you see they are right now they are used for the left point, right mouse button key 3 times, 1, 2, 3, and for this left I want to use it also 3 times, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so far so good. Now select both of them, smooth the corners, just like this. 20, I was using 24 in my initial illustration, and again we can actually grab the pen tool or whatever tool is convenient for you and immediately draw the shadow. So delete the border and introduce the shadow. I have this shadow as a swatch, guys. This is again the color of our border, but with 30% of opacity. Okay, so far so good. I think I can be happy with this shadow. And let's add the shadows to the rest of our design elements, as well as this tip on the top. Okay, for our shadows, let's work with the shadow into the cup, and let me show you some insight here. Replicate the shape of my cup itself. Now I want to grab the subselect tool again, and I believe it works only in Gravit. I want to put it on this location. It depends on the shadow, and curve this line away, just like this. So hold and drag it to the top right direction, curve it away. And again, delete the border, we don't need the border, and introduce the fill by clicking on the swatch. Okay, this is the shadow. So far so good, we are doing very well. And what I want to do, I want to create the shadow coming from the spectacles, right? So grab the both spectacles, make a duplicate, and select the bottom ones. And go to the, again, from the border side, go to the shadows color, set it to swatch, and then using your down arrow key, pull it down, and right arrow key, pull it right, just like this. Okay, this looks amazing. And finally, let's draw the main shadow. I want to draw the shadow that is casting by the first cup itself and by the shape of this icon. So instead of working with the pen tool, we can do something like this. We can duplicate this layer, then duplicate it again, reduce it in size, duplicate it again, reduce it in size. Go to the bullet sheet operators, click the intersect command, click the subtract command to subtract one shape from the other shape. Then go and bring up the color again, shadow color, put it here on this cone. Then select the shadow layer and Ctrl+Shift+P, Command+Shift+P to create a path from it. Grab the subselect tool, and right now select these two guys around the corners. And then how to work with this shadow it's totally up to you guys. Let's draw the tip, and for this I want to grab the simple pen tool and draw it like this. And pick up the color. And we can set up the basically we can set up the border color to another layer. So let me first set it to the another layer, create a duplicate quickly and delete the fill. Then within this one, delete the border. Create a duplicate again, shift this duplicate to the bottom right, select again the duplicate and make the duplicate from the original file, select both of them, you see they are intersected here on the bottom, but we are interested into the top intersection, so I want to go and subtract them. You see, we have this spot, and right now we need to brighten the color to denote the highlight here. Wonderful. And finally, let's finalize this shape by setting a small highlight also on the surface of our cup. Let me grab the color, any particular color, and play with the set it to the soft light and decrease the opacity to, let's say, 60%. Okay, that's wonderful. And we almost done, guys. The last one is to pick up the color. To pick up the typeface. And typeface for our design called the Mascot. So you can download it by using the link in the description. The Mascot with the extra bold 800 extra bold Mascot. You can use this for absolutely free. Just go on the vitorials.net to use the link or on the description. So thank you guys for watching. This is your design for today. I hope you enjoy this tutorial. If you do enjoy this tutorial and want to see more of these character design tutorials, just let me know on the comments form below, or let me know by hitting the like button under this video. Thank you for watching. Enjoy your day.